This is a message from your guides reading for Sirius business. So I have 3 crystals here. I have my shadokite, my citrine, and my mookite jasper. Okay, so I'm going to surround us in some protective space here. I'm going to use my shadokite. Okay, so I feel like some emotions are coming up again. And I feel like some of this has to do with you traveling. Has to do with some emotions that are kind of coming up around that. Okay, so let me tune into your guides here. I'm going to be reading, I'm reading like your whole family. I'm reading you. I read your dog last week. This week I'm reading your mom. She has questions about your dad, so I'm reading him too. Literally the whole family. Okay, yeah, it just feels like a lot of kind of unsettled types of energies. I feel like you really like being at home. But I don't know, I feel like some attachments are good to release. It's good to go home and to relax, but at the same time, you won't really get anywhere if you stay there. And it's this career change that actually brought in a new energy for you, and you can't forget that. It is, leaving the country and going out and doing your scuba diving and taking these courses and everything that has actually generated a lot of clearing for you and a lot of healing and understanding of yourself and who you are. And so you have to really be aware of that, even if there are some challenges that come up because there are new people and you don't always like being around them or integrating with them. At the same time, you need to remember that the water itself and the healing and tranquility of that came out of it was a response to you leaving this kind of comfy, cozy environment that you are more used to and more settled in and you feel more safe in, and secure in a sense, but at the same time you weren't getting anywhere really when you were there, when you were staying there. If you stay in that energy for too long, then you become more stuck and then you actually become kind of drained. So it can actually be, if you stay for too long, then that's really what it becomes. And you end up becoming less kind of goal-oriented and just more stifled. You get more tired, more cranky, and you're not doing the things that really bring your soul joy. Even if you are receiving comfort and you like being there with your mom and your family and your dogs, obviously. But again, it's not you really following your passion, following your bliss, even if it does feel good temporarily to be there. And so your guides do just want to kind of remind you of that, make you more aware of that. Hey, yes, this is a good place temporarily to be at, and it feels good to stay there for a while, but not because of the environment. It's not that it becomes negative because of the environment or because of the people that you're around or anything to do with that. It's yourself. It's the fact that you cannot really you can be passionate about something, but at the same time you cannot really follow it. You can't really engage what you're passionate about there in this environment so much. You have to follow that passion, and that does mean traveling a lot of the time. So yeah, it's not because of the environment or the people or anything to do with them. It's just the fact that your soul has this really specific thing that is going to help it to just come out more, come up more, for you to be yourself more and embrace who you are more. It means right now embracing water. That's what it really means on earth for you. To have that place where you can still really connect with where you came from and your guides and yourself, who you are, your core. At this point, that means getting out of this kind of safety net, in a sense, this safe zone, this comfort zone, in a sense, and leaving it and traveling and kind of getting into some uncomfortable scenarios sometimes. And again, being around people that can get kind of frustrating because they're not as familiar, you don't fit in. But you do fit in just because you're in the water. And that's a place where you're always going to fit. Even if you don't necessarily fit with all of the people, you know that you fit in with water itself. And the people who are attracted to that at least do have a similar interest as you. And that's the only reason that you're even there with them to begin with, is because they also have that similar calling or passion, or even if it's not a calling or a passion, it is at least an interest that they are looking into, even if it's more temporary. So you're meeting with these people, but it's for a specific thing that is really going to help you. And just remember that this is what pulled you out of this whole thing, out of all of this sleeping that you were doing, how you were like excessively eating and doing all these different really negative things that you just couldn't pull yourself out of. So I feel like you're going to get more disciplined. I feel like even with the eating thing, I feel like once you do travel and you get more into, you're more settled and you get more into a pattern, I feel like you are going to get more settled too, but I don't really feel like it's at this next place that you're going to go. I feel like there's something that you need from there with your schooling that you're going to get. And I feel like sometime after that, you're going to end up getting really settled in a spot where you stay for a while. Like you stay there for a few years even. And that it's going to help you to really develop your career more. But it just feels like traveling is kind of necessary. And it even feels like that's a good thing, because it's like you were so stuck in one spot. Like you were pretty much stuck in your bedroom, and not leaving even just your bedroom for the longest time. And so the fact that you are traveling and you're going places is really good for your soul. And connecting with other people is challenging, but it's definitely a challenge that you can handle and that you can master. And so it's something to work on, knowing that you can master it and that you can feel fulfilled when you are in the water. You can feel fulfilled even if you're away from home or really comfortable settings. Okay, so that is the end of this reading. Thank you so much once again for allowing me to do another weekly message for you, and I truly hope that it benefits you. So I will see you next week for the next reading. Namaste.